Have you ever wondered why, despite all your hard work, you still haven't achieved the wealth you always dreamed of? Do you feel trapped in the rat race, struggling to make ends meet, while it seems like the burden of debt is always mounting? Do you feel like you are surrounded by people who doubt your worth, and worse, sometimes you question yourself? This may all be a reflection of the mindset and habits you have adopted, behaviors that may be preventing you from achieving financial prosperity. Here in the United States, the land of opportunity, where the gulf between the rich and the poor is staggering. Believe it or not, only 3 individuals, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and Warren Buffett, own more wealth than the poorest half of the American population. That's right, 3 people have more money than about 160 million Americans combined. And the most interesting thing is that these billionaires are all self-made. That is, they built their fortunes from scratch. What does this tell you? That they must be doing something right, something the vast majority of people are not. A few years ago, I was in exactly the same place as you. I rode crowded buses every day, struggled to pay the bills, and felt trapped in a life that wasn't the one I dreamed of. But I managed to turn things around, change my life and the lives of my family, all because I decided to transform my mentality and my habits. And now I'm here to share with you the 7 crucial habits that separate the rich from the majority. So if you're tired of fighting to survive and want to start living the life you deserve, stay with me until the end of this video, because you'll have the knowledge you need to change your mindset, integrate these habits of the rich into your life, and finally start building the wealth you've always dreamed of. So the first habit I would like to share with you is something that may surprise you, but it is fundamental. The rich are always learning. Yes, that's right. No matter how high they have climbed on the ladder of success, they never stop seeking knowledge. Now you might be thinking, what about me? I don't have time to study. I have a job, bills to pay, a family to take care of. I get it. Life is busy. But here's the difference. While some people see studying as an obstacle, the rich see it as an opportunity. They know that every book read, every course taken, every lecture attended is one more step towards improving their skills and expanding their knowledge. Why? Because they understand that knowledge is like a tool. The more tools you have in your toolbox, the more prepared you are to face any challenge life may throw at you. And best of all, once you acquire this knowledge, it is yours forever. No one can take it away from you. Have you ever wondered why successful people say that even if they lost their entire fortune, they could rebuild it quickly? It's because they have the knowledge, skills, and experience to do so. They know that true wealth is not in your physical assets, but in your mind. If you really want to walk the path to wealth, studying must become an essential part of your life. And I'm not just talking about formal study like college. I'm talking about continually learning, staying curious, seeking to understand the world around you. And to help you on this path, I have 2 book recommendations that were fundamental in my life: Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. These books opened my eyes to the mentality of the rich and helped me develop habits that transformed my life. You can find the links to them in the pinned comment below. And remember, knowledge is the first step to financial freedom. And if you've made it this far, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, because here you will gain knowledge that will transform your life. The second very important habit is often misunderstood. The rich work with their minds, not just their hands. I know you've heard it before, work hard and you will become rich. But the reality is a little more complex than that. Let's take a simple example. Imagine a gardener who works tirelessly, sweating in the sun every day. He's working hard, there's no doubt about that. But no matter how hard he works, there is a limit to how much he can earn. There are only so many hours in the day, only so many gardens he can tend. He is trading his time for money, and time is a limited resource. Now imagine an entrepreneur who creates a gardening company. He hires gardeners to do the physical work, while he focuses on expanding the business, closing contracts, optimizing operations. He's not breaking a sweat in the sun, but is he working hard? Absolutely. The difference is that he is using his mind, not just his hands. The rich understand that time is too precious a resource to spend on tasks that can be delegated. Instead, they focus on high-value activities, things only they can do. They know that the true path to wealth is not to have one stream of income, but many. They create systems that generate passive income, which continue to bring in money even when they are not working. So if you want to become rich, start thinking like a rich person. Don't ask yourself, how can I work more? But how can I work smarter? How can you use your mind to create multiple streams of income? How can you delegate time-consuming tasks and focus on activities that actually move the needle? Remember, work is important, but working smart is what really leads to wealth, and smart work starts in the mind. So if you have a millionaire mind, leave the following comment: I have a millionaire mind. When I see it, I will give a little heart for your commitment to yourself. The third habit that differentiates the wealthy from the less fortunate is their ability to think rationally and strategically about their money, rather than being driven by emotions or momentary desires. This is fundamental to understanding how they manage to accumulate wealth over time. Let's say you received an unexpected bonus of $1,000. What would you do with it? Many people, driven by emotions, may rush to spend it on something that gives them immediate satisfaction. Perhaps a new pair of shoes, an extravagant dinner, or that latest gadget they've been crushing on for months. However, someone with a rich mindset may see this in a completely different way. Instead of seeing this money as an opportunity for instant gratification, they see it as an opportunity to increase their wealth. They may consider investing this money in stocks, real estate, or even their own business. Instead of spending the money now, they prefer to invest it to reap the benefits in the future. This is the power of rational thinking when it comes to money. Instead of being controlled by their immediate desires, the rich are able to think long-term and make choices that will benefit them in the future. They understand that money is a tool that can be used to generate even more money if used correctly. So the next time you find yourself with some extra cash, try thinking like a rich person. Resist the temptation to spend it immediately and consider how you can use it to grow your wealth in the long term. It could be investing in an index fund, starting a small side business, or even investing in your own learning and development. Remember, instant gratification may be satisfying in the present, but it is rational and strategic thinking that will build your wealth in the long term. This is a habit you can start developing today, no matter the size of your bank account. My friend, the fourth habit. Another difference between the rich and the poor. This habit is something that often goes unnoticed, but it is very important for financial success. Rich people don't feel like victims of circumstances. They take full responsibility for their financial situation and do not attribute blame to other people or the world around them. Look, I'll give you an example that portrays this habit well. Let's think about John, a man I met a few years ago. John grew up in a low-income family and faced many challenges throughout his life. Many people in John's situation could victimize themselves. Blame. This is the fourth habit that differentiates the rich from the poor. They take full responsibility for their financial situation and do not feel like victims of circumstances. They know that if they want to change their financial situation, they will have to do it themselves. I'm an example of that too. So the next time you find yourself in a difficult financial situation, remember John's story. Refuse to victimize yourself and take responsibility for your situation. Be the hero of your own financial story, just like John. Even though it's difficult, know that you have the power to change your financial situation. It's not about how lucky you are, but about the actions you take. Habit number 5. Rich people don't bet on luck. They create their own opportunities. People with fewer financial resources tend to believe that life can change suddenly as a result of a stroke of luck. They expect fortune to simply fall from the sky, which is why they invest in lottery tickets and gambling, hoping to win big. On the other hand, rich people have a very different perspective. They understand that luck is not something you wait for, but something you create. Luck, in this context, is just a name we give to the opportunities that appear and that we are ready to seize. Where people with fewer resources see an obstacle, wealthy people see an opportunity. They have the mentality that even the smallest of chances, if used well, can turn into a great opportunity. They do not leave things to chance, but actively work towards achieving their goals. So what we're talking about here is that there is no such thing as luck. You create your own opportunities. You make your own luck. And this is what rich people understand and practice. They see wealth as something to be achieved through effort, dedication, and persistence, and not as the result of chance. Habit number 6. Rich people understand that rewards are linked to risks. Many people fear risk. This is something inherent to the human being. We avoid situations that put us in danger or that could bring us a negative result. It's a matter of survival. However, when it comes to finances, this aversion to risk can be a major obstacle. Most people tend to opt for the safe route. They prefer to have the security of a steady job with a guaranteed salary and put their money in savings, even though they know the income is low. They fear investing in businesses or the stock market because they fear losing money. On the other hand, the rich understand something fundamental. The possibility of obtaining greater returns is directly linked to the willingness to take greater risks. I'll give you a very simple example to illustrate. Imagine that you have the possibility of investing in two companies. The first is a large multinational with a solid history and stable income. The second is a small startup with an innovative project, but which has not yet proven its value in the market. If you invest in the multinational, the risk is low, but the returns will also be low. On the other hand, if you invest in the startup, the risk is high as the company may fail and you may lose your money, but if it succeeds, your gains can be huge. The rich understand this principle and are not afraid to take risks. They are always looking for new opportunities and are willing to take calculated risks to obtain greater returns. They do not see risk as something to be avoided, but as an inherent part of the enrichment process. The seventh habit is the pursuit of excellence in what they do. The rich accept nothing less than the best of themselves in their fields. They understand that mediocrity leads nowhere, much less to financial success. Regardless of how many hours they need to work, be it 8, 10, or 12, they are willing to dedicate themselves to the maximum, to deliver much more than expected. This is because the rich have a clear understanding that to stand out in a competitive world, they need to be masters of their craft. They need to be experts. Imagine, for example, a chef. He can follow the same recipes as all the other chefs, make the same dishes, and use the same ingredients. But if he wants to be truly successful, if he wants to be recognized and acclaimed, he will have to go further. He will have to innovate, create new recipes, try new ingredients. He will need to dedicate himself completely to his art, study, practice, and perfect his skills until he becomes the best. That's what rich people do. They don't settle for enough. They don't settle for good. They seek excellence. They seek to be the best. They understand that the only way to stand out, to be noticed, is to be extraordinary. They also understand that opportunities do not knock on the doors of those who are unprepared. Therefore, they are always ready, always prepared, always seeking to learn and improve. They know that at some point their skills and competencies will be recognized and rewarded. So we've reached the end of this incredible video, haven't we? If you committed to watching it until the end, comment on the word millionaire mindset. I totally believe in your potential to become a prosperous, rich, and happy person. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you being here, and we'll see you in the next video. See you then.